Welcome to the UnderMike show with Sam, XFL Master. How you doing?
I'm good. I feel back on top after victorious week last week. It could have been better, but a win's a win. A winning week. A winning week's good.
Yeah, obviously you got off to a real good start there. The 2-1 week, some pretty easy wins, and unfortunately the last game went awry. It was looking decent at halftime, but it didn't end well.
Yeah, high scoring, crazy game, and DC. Orlando had previously had one of the worst offenses, if not the worst by far in the league, and they actually beat DC straight up. So we dropped that one, and that was so we went 2-1. We won a 2-unit play and a 1-unit play, and then we lost a 2-unit play that was juiced at -120. So 0.6 we add on to the units. So we're 23 and 15 I have here for plus 11.45 units. So we'll take that. It's a winning week, I believe. Basically, obviously I was undefeated before the other week. So with this winning week, we've only had, there were 7 weeks so far.
Yep.
I've had winners overall for 6. So hopefully we can keep that train rolling. I got plenty of picks this week. There's rumors going around that you're going to have a pick. We'll recap here.
It's been a while.
Yeah, you're 25 and 10 plus 14 units. So combined, we're 48 and 25, up over 25 units overall. And on the XFL, we're combined up over 4 units. So we got a lot in play this week. So we might as well jump right into it.
Yeah, let's go. So we'll start off with the weather outlook. So 2 of our 4 games this week are actually the Dome. The Dome teams are home, so we only got 2 games to look at. The first game being at Orlando on Saturday. That looks pretty good. Not really any issues there. There's a chance you could get a pop-up storm, but all in all, nothing crazy down there. But the Sunday game in Seattle, and then that is, of course, DC at Seattle. High-scoring DC, been scoring a lot of points and giving up a lot of points lately. So the total actually opened up at 48, and it's now at 46.5. And I've been watching this weather forecast for the last day or so, and it looks like there is going to be a storm system coming in the Pacific Northwest there. Not sure exactly how strong it's going to be yet, but it looks like the timing is going to work out right, where most of this game should be played in pretty wet conditions, maybe a little bit of wind. And this is the highest, I think it's the highest total that we've seen so far. So I think this is one that I have to play based on the current forecast. I want to get it in now at the 46.5. That's the DC at Seattle under 46.5, currently at DraftKings. I believe it's at 46.5 on I think it's on most of the sites right now. So you can get it DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM. I think it was pretty much standard -110. So that's my play for the week.
All right.
Again, it's been a while, and I'm looking forward to get back in the winning ways here.
Look,
you were catching up to me a little.
DC last week, that game had like 70, 80 points in it. So I kind of like this as return to the norm. I mean, the beginning of the year, DC defense was really good. Yeah. And Seattle typically has a good crowd. So hopefully keep some points off the board. And that works out nicely because, to be honest, that's the only game I'm not playing this week. So a lot of action we're putting out there. As you can see underneath the scroll, by the way, you see our information. Remember, follow us on Facebook, The UnderMike Show. Follow at UnderMike626 on Twitter and add the alerts. And subscribe at YouTube, The UnderMike Show. That's where you'll get all the information. And speaking of that information, I'm going to stop the scroll, but I'm going to put up my first play of the week. This was released on Facebook earlier today. Just another reason to follow us on Facebook. This play is Houston minus 4.5. It's a 2-unit play. And that was on FanDuel. Now, before coming under, that line has changed. It's pretty much 5 everywhere. I guess I did see there's a 5.5 somewhere. 4.5, 5. 5's still okay. So if you want to play 5, I have no problem with you laying the 5. But when I gave it out, it was initially the 4.5. This to me is maybe a little bit of an overreaction from their game last week where they lost to St. Louis 24-15, and St. Louis really dominated them. This game, I personally, like I said, I have a power rankings, whatever. I do my own. I try to come up with what I think the fair line should be. And in this case, I had the line at -8. So I think there's value here, and that's factoring in everything. I do factor in as well a little bit of home field, depending on which team they're traveling to. So yeah, I think this game is the best option. That's why it's my only 2-unit play this week. The other ones I have a little bit of leeriness, but I feel like if before last week, if you got Houston -5 against San Antonio, you were going to jump at it. So 4.5, 5, 4.5 star release. That's what we're going to go with. So that's our first play. And then I have 2 other plays, and let's just put them up here. These are both 1 unit. St. Louis -7. And I give you guys information, like I said, that I look at and use. My own personal line on this was 11. Now, you may say, why did you play the other one for 2 and this one only for 1 if your lines? I feel this one's a little bit riskier because Vegas is on the rise a little bit. They put in a new quarterback last week, which I thought, remember we talked about that trade, Perez being traded.
We did.
And I thought it was to play Hundley. No, they brought in a brand new quarterback that I guess was killing it in practice, McClendon, and he played unbelievable. So that's why I'm treading a little bit more lightly, but I still like this -7. McClendon last week was at home in his first game. Goes from there to the hardest place to play in the league by far, St. Louis. So, this I think it's just going to be a lot tougher for him on the road in this start. And St. Louis, we saw what they did last week to Houston. So, I think this is a team on the rise. And again, you're laying a touchdown with more than a touchdown in the XFL because really you can only ever count on that 6 points in the XFL. Mm-hmm. But I just think this environment for Vegas is going to be very difficult, and it's going to be tough for his first road game. So I'm going with St. Louis.
The dome there. They had a lot of fans come out, so they seem to be into their team there. So yeah, that could make it a little challenging for them. Yeah, and the other game you can see here is a team I typically try a lot of times to be against, but Arlington +1.5. That's on DraftKings. This is another one to lay. I'm laying a little bit low because the quarterback situation is a little bit up in the air for them. Plitt, who's been their quarterback, he's injured. He's out. Perez, they acquired in the trade, which I thought they were going to maybe play him last week. He wasn't active. I assume they'll play Perez this week. Why else? But I guess there's a possibility they don't because they have another quarterback, Anderson, who was active last week, and they just signed a quarterback by the name of Kelly Bryant, who was okay in college. So I'm not completely sure on the quarterback situation. So again, that's why I'm only taking this for a unit. But here's why I was taking this regardless. Again, I think it's an overreaction to last week. Orlando beat an undefeated team after being defeated themselves all year. But I think you could see a little bit of a letdown after that game for them. And I really just don't think last week was a true picture of Orlando. Dormandy had a huge game for Orlando. I just don't see that happening. So I like Arlington here. You're getting the 1.5.
If you want to take money line and get rid of any juice, I wouldn't hate that play. But I'll take the 1.5. Really, the only time it's going to come into play in this league probably is a field goal to win by 1, or if a team ties it late, you would assume they would just go for 1 to try and take the lead. So you have that to kind of back you up. If you're up 6 late, they score, they go for 1, they get it, you still win. So that's why I'm personally still taking the plus 1.5. So those are the 3 plays that I have. And you have 4 plays. I mean,
4 and 1. This is a big week.
5 units out there for the grabbins.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm pretty excited about that. Let's I can quickly recap last week's DFS here. Our DFS lock, Letty Brown. He got work. He was only 3,000, but he only put up 4.4 points. A little bit disappointing. 34 yards. Like, he got work on the ground, but didn't get any of the touchdowns that they had on the ground. And he had 1 reception for no yards. So 4.4 points. He's only 3,000, which is close to the minimum, if not the minimum. So doesn't kill you. I thought, he would get a little bit more work. And this other one, this pivot, this was frustrating. So Lovett's 4,900 last week for Vegas. And my big thing for him was he is a pass catching machine. And Hundley loves to check down to him when there's any type of trouble. Well, They don't end up playing Hundley. They play the other guy, McClendon, who, to his credit, was very good, and he doesn't check down at all. So Lovett got 0 receptions, but he still got 7.7 points because he got a touchdown and 17 yards. So, again, didn't totally kill you there with getting that touchdown. Could have been an amazing game if he kept going at the pace he was with pass catching before and as much as Vegas scored. But those are the breaks. So that's last week's plays. This week, I have another Vegas guy, Matthew Sexton, 3,800 wide receiver, Vegas. Last week, he had 4 catches for 72 yards, and that was with McClendon, and he had a 1-point conversion catch. So I feel like this guy, maybe they worked because they both weren't starting at all or playing much. Yeah. And maybe they were working together. Maybe they developed some chemistry, in practice. So at 3,800 and what he did last game, and seems like McClendon's comfortable with him. And with me thinking Vegas is definitely going to have to throw the ball to catch up, I love this play. Matthew Sexton, 3,800. And then what's the dog thing? Does the dog got any locks this week?
I don't know. She's just probably being annoying, got to poop. I don't know. Probably likes the underdogs.
Oh, well then, that's a bad sign. Except for one of my plays was a slight puppy barking there. So, all right, and then the pivot, another cheapie. I wanted to mention that I'm trying to target this Arlington team a little bit here in this spot. Yeah. I'm picking them in the picks. They're going against Orlando's defense, which is not good at all. A lot of people, 3,000 Victor Bolden, but last week he hasn't been playing all season, and he put up some numbers in the opportunity that he got. And I love sometimes these super cheap guys because when they get 6 or 7, they don't kill you, and if they get 17 or 20. It's huge. Are those peaches? I was trying to take a quick gander. That's a great call by me on there.
Peaches out of a can.
Is that heavy syrup or light syrup?
Yeah, heavy syrup. That's what it's always heavy syrup. Like,
that's okay.
Very good. Definitely beats buying an actual peach and like biting into it and everything and getting all nasty in the teeth. We just get them right out of a can here
with the syrup. Yep, that's okay. So
sweet. Unbelievable.
Speaking of sweet, even though I'm not putting this as one of my plays, Davion Smith for Arlington this week is 8,000. And the last 3 weeks, he's put up 24, 13, and 13. So consider him if you're looking at it, because I think a lot of people are going to default to Abram Smith over Davion, because Abram Smith has put up 20, 18, and 43 the last 3 weeks. So Davion Smith, the running back for Arlington, is an option. But we're going to stick with Victor Bolden, another cheap guy here for $3,000 for Arlington, and hope we catch lightning in a bottle with one of these guys here. So that really wraps up the DFS. I haven't had peaches out of a can in forever. I have had it. Have you had the plastic container ones? I've had those.
Yeah, I think there's even some in like a glass container. I don't know, but
glass. That's pretty fancy.
Yeah, I don't know. I did get them already, but it's been a while. 2 times ago at the store, I saw these. Like, why don't I ever get these? They're really good. I share them with my kids sometimes, or sometimes I just eat the whole can. They're amazing.
Are there other fruit that come I guess there are probably that come canned in syrup. I think I've seen in the plastic ones pears.
Pears, yeah.
Oh, the mandarin oranges.
The mandarins are like that in the syrup.
I want an orange. I want a hand fruit orange.
You like gripping the orange like a big ball like that?
Yeah, and sometimes it is a pain in the ass. Sometimes peeling it, and sometimes they're not good. But when the orange is good, when it's right, it's right. Yeah. We've
had them the last few weeks here, and we did the ones that you peel the little. Are they mandarins or whatever the hell?
Where'd you get them? Giant?
I get confused what's what, but the ones that you peel and wow, we've had a few good batches of those. Unbelievable. I've been taking them for work every day. That's like my lunch. I eat 2 of those and trying to be healthier. And
I had fucking Giant. So we're living in slightly different areas, but we both have the same grocery store. It's probably the same damn mandarin oranges. About a month ago, I had a really good batch, super juicy. That's key. The last 2 I've had, awful. When they're dry on the inside, you open it up and right away.
And the whole batch is going to be like that too.
Right. That's the thing. I just bought this one, and I think I opened up 10 of them, and I think there was 2 that were decent. No, and I just thrown away.
You gave it a shot.
I keep going.
I opened 3 of them. They're bad. I'm like, fuck it, throw it away.
I'm going to be that guy at some point. I will end up going to this Giant with bad produce at some point and saying, I need my money back. I can't do this anymore. So.
I've never gotten to that point, but lately it has been.
Well, it's $7. I can't get it for $7.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Nothing's cheap.
Nothing.
I mean, the peaches in a can are probably pretty cheap, but
$7 for those oranges or whatever. I could have taken my $7. I could have went to Wendy's, got a biggie bag for $5.30, and had $1.70 left to I don't know, put half a gallon of gas in my car.
Yeah. I remember that time we hit all the money in Allentown. We came home. What did we get? We didn't do no fancy dinner or nothing. We came home. We had a $4 mix and match at Wendy's or whatever the hell it was called.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
It took me a while to figure out what was what. But I'm like, can I get this junior burger with the chicken nuggets? And they're like, no, sir. You have to pick one of them. Like, I want both. All right, an extra $1. Just won $1,200.
Let me know. I'm now a Wendy's connoisseur, so I can tell you all the different deals going on. So
are you right next to one now, or what?
No, it's just I was, and we became tight. Yeah. Okay. Wendy and I.
Wendy and you.
Yeah. So good deal. You got anything else for us this week?
No, I believe that's it. We got a lot of plays. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I just threw up
the giveaway update.
Yeah, we haven't got to where we need to yet. And here's what I'm thinking. I figure I might as well throw it out to you live on the show. We set out that it was going to be, 50 YouTube followers or 100 Twitter or 100 Facebook. And we're moseying a little bit here and there. Here's my thought. At the end of the XFL season playoffs, even if we're not at those numbers, we'll do the drawing because we want somebody to get a winner. Maybe we'll
in the finals. Maybe
I was gonna say
in the finals,
right before the finals, and let them. Hopefully they throw that money onto a bet and hit. We're gonna no matter what do this because we're trying to build the best we can, but we realize it'll take some time. And XFL is sadly winding down here. It's been by far one of the most profitable runs of any niche sport. And I think it just shows that I feel with these smaller ones, you've got a better chance at beating the line maker. So hey, USFL's around the corner.
Yeah, I got an email on that today. I was like, I looked into that. That's actually starting in not this week, but in about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think they're trying to time up their start
seasons
with the end of the XFL. Yep.
Yeah. So it looks like there's going to be a slight overlap, but yeah, it's a 10-week season, and so that's based in. There's going to be 4 host cities.
Yeah.
So every week it looks like there's going to be two cities hosting the games, and then it switches for the next week. One of them's a dome, but there will be 3 outside stadiums. So it's definitely something we're going to look at, and might throw a play or 2 there.
Yeah, and if there's bad weather and they play 2 games there that day, the better chance it hits one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how that works. Seeing I don't really know a whole lot about that yet. I'm going to start looking into it and seeing how the rules are, and I don't know how it works. I mean, the XFL obviously has some different rules with the clock and
right.
Everything. So yeah, we're going to look into that and see how that looks, and
hopefully it's half as good as the XFL's been to us. So
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's all I got. Let's have a good week, and we'll see everyone next week.
Later.
See ya.